Well, hello Internet. This is another one of my All the Mods series, and this time I thought I'd take you through the things I've done to my 2022 Yamaha R7. And it's a lovely machine, hell of a great thing to ride. But since I've got some stuff I was doing inside underneath the tank, I thought I'd start there, show you kind of what small changes I've made, and then take you through some of the external things. I haven't done a huge amount of performance mods, mainly just to get it to breathe better. But this is the machine here, and I call this R7 the Beauty, and that's because you'll see in a couple of my other videos I also have the Beast and the Bandit. So, of course, cliche, the Beauty, the Beast, and the Bandit. Anyway, so what I've been working on, and I'll show you all the things you have to take off to do this, is down here where the Airbox is, I'm putting in a DNA, I think they call it the Stage 2 filter. I'll show you the difference between the stock Airbox and the new one that I'm putting in. It should allow it to breathe a lot better, but I'll show you over here in my workbench. So here's my, first off, here's my pile of tools that I've been using all day today to get this done. I haven't had a beer yet, but I'm tempted. So here's the stock Airbox. You can see it has this snorkel thing. Yeah, it's a pretty small opening compared to the DNA kit, which is significantly bigger, as is the opening on the air filter. Kind of a little side-by-side comparison. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this breathes better and performs better. So here's the actual kit that I'm putting in there. And then what I just thought I'd show you just for giggles is, so I like to stay organized. These are all the things you have to take off just to get to the air filter. Besides, you saw earlier my tank being propped up by a 2x4. Here's all the fasteners for the front inner part of the cowling that goes just on the sides between the tank and the outer cowling. This is the bracket to secure the seat. I keep all the bolts for each one in a separate dish so I can keep track of them. Here's the lower part of the cowling that goes down along the lower part of the tank and then along where your legs would go. Of course, the seat with the bolts for that. I have the fixed tail piece. I got rid of the passenger pegs, so that's only a one-up rider. So these are all the pieces of hardware that go with that. So once I've got this installed, I'll do a quick video showing you what it looks like in there. But like I say, I'm very hopeful that without having this restricted opening and that snorkel on there, it should improve it significantly. So another installment in just a bit. Okay, so my DNA filter is in place. I haven't attached the screws yet, but it's almost done. I'd like to give a shout out to the Scouts Out YouTube channel. He did a great job showing how to disassemble all the parts and pieces and then do an install of this filter. And I believe he said it's mostly the same whether they have an MT-07 or an R7 or, you know, probably even a Tenere or some of the others that use the same engine configuration. The only other two things I wanted to show you under the seat here is I did add a battery tender charger. I just replaced the fuse on there. It had blown. I got that snaking out here down the side and comes out underneath the cowling, so it's nicely hidden, which is kind of a nice way to keep it charged up. And then the other thing I did was I ran leads from the battery up underneath the tank to this guy here, which is my my Garmin mount, which I know seems counterintuitive to put something like that on an R7, but hey, I like being able to know where I'm going, because if I go out on a longer ride, you know, it's just kind of helpful. I usually know most of the roads, but it's helpful to kind of know where I'm going and if there's traffic delays and things like that. So I'm going to button this up and put all the parts and pieces back on. I'm not going to show you how to do that. There's plenty of videos out there that show that process. The other thing I noticed or noted is that some of these little push pins, I think I broke a couple of them. So I'm going to have to source some replacements for those, but we'll keep going. Okay, so my R7 is back together. I'm going to remind everyone this is a 2022 model, and this is the year they came out with the 60th anniversary World GP, MotoGP edition, the red and white livery, which is personally, I think, the most beautiful color scheme that Yamaha has ever come up with. So I thought what I'd do, I'll take you through the mods that I've made, and some of them are from the dealer when I bought this thing brand new a couple of years ago. And first off, the obvious one here is the quick shifter. Highly recommend this on this bike. Let's just say you hit 8,000 RPM on any gear and you don't even throttle back, you just hit the quick shifter and it just rockets you forward. It is so much fun. It's only a quick shifter for upshifts, not downshifts. You still got a clutch, but oh my god, it'll go 0 to 100 in about, well, less than 6 seconds. Don't ask me how I know that, but yes, it does. The other things that I actually had Moon Motorsports install. They're the dealer that I bought this from. Good people. Totally worth the couple $100 for that. The other things that I got that were factory, I guess you could say factory mods, was this smoked windscreen. Of course, it has the R on it, you know, for good old the R series. The fender eliminator in the back that I put on. This is from the Yamaha accessory catalog. You know, I think it's the GYTR. Totally awesome looking. Got rid of all that incredible crap that hangs off the back. Let's see, the frame sliders on the front, those are also from the Yamaha accessory catalog. The rear seat cowl, this was obviously the color coordinated one to match the MotoGP livery scheme. And one of the first things I did when I got this home is I actually removed the rear foot pegs. I figured this is a solo rider. I have never really appreciated that any sport bike should have a passenger on it. That's just me. The other thing that I put on, actually I had the dealer put this on since they were doing the assembly, was the rock guard on the radiator. It's kind of hard to see down here, but there it is. Again, one of those, you hope you never need it, but if you do, you really do. So the other thing I did when I got this bike within the first week is I went over to a place here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, called Midwest Clear Bra, and I had them do a ceramic coating. Totally worth it. And I'm going to put website links for all of this stuff that I've done here, so if you want to source it, you can. The tank pad grips, they're actually clear, but obviously come through kind of an opaque white. Those were from Moto Machines. The other thing that you'll notice on here is the Yoshi, kind of the shorty exhaust. This is the R77, and it's not just the slip-on muffler, it's the entire exhaust. So it's header pipes, the whole works. Gives it a lovely sound. I'll do a test ride a little bit later on this so you can hear how it sounds and how it breathes now with all the improvements. But the Yoshi exhaust and that DNA air filter, I did go out and do initial trial ride yesterday after I was done to make sure nothing fell off, and oh my god, I think I've added 5 horsepower to it. I don't have a dyno to put it on, but anyway. The other thing is I've got the flush mounted front blinkers here, which are really nice instead of those ugly ass pig stickers that they include with this bike that are just ugly. This is from TST Industries, and then I've got these LED rear blinkers that I'm really pleased with how they look. Those are from Koso, and actually what I was able to do was reuse the original mount from the factory blinkers. I had to cut them apart, rewire them, but it came out so much better, especially because these actually have some flex to them. So not that I ever hopefully want to use that, but if I happen to be heavy-footed when I'm throwing my leg over, or if I run against them on the garage, they're not going to break off. Let's see. So up here in the control area, you can see I already mentioned this mount for my Garmin, which is great to have. It's really nice. It kind of keeps it inobtrusively out of the way here, but allows me to reference it. And that's actually mounted into this steering stem bolt, and I bought a hollow one. It's a red aluminum M22 steering nut from Pro Bolt, and basically it allows, it does the same thing, of course, you know, to hold everything together up here, but it allows you to access the hollow part of the steering column, so you can mount your Garmin in there. Let's see, I did buy a GoPro fairing mount kit. I haven't put that on. I haven't been to a track yet, but that would probably go here at some point, you know, just temporarily take off the mirrors. And let's see, of course, just because it's a bling thing, I did get the from Driven, I got this lovely aluminum license plate frame. And this is all from Sport Bike Track Gear. Got some great stuff from them. I got the brake and clutch lever guards from them. It's also Driven Racing, but again, Sport Bike Track Gear. I love the things that they offer, all their great videos. Got those on both sides. Again, hopefully they never get used, but you know, just in case. Also from Sport Bike, got the Woodcraft front axle sliders. So that's both sides there. Again, just a little more protection. Same thing on the rear. I got the spools there and there on both sides. And let's see, I did get the where was it? I'm looking at my list here. Oh, the Pitbull rear stand. It's the one arm, so you can do it by yourself, that uses the sliders here. I've got that sitting in the shop. I got that also from Sport Bike Track Gear. And then two things that are a little bit unusual is I did get a R7 tank pad. That I got from Paget's Motorcycles in the UK, as well as these black billet aluminum foot pegs. The stock ones on here are just ugly, and they have these long pieces that stick out on the side here. So I upgraded those as soon as I could. That's from Paget's as well. And then I mentioned the DNA airbox and filter kit. And then the last thing is this seat cover here I actually had custom made for me by Bellissimoto. And it's actually called the Luimoto Race 2 seat cover. And once I installed it, I obviously had to staple it to the bottom, and stretch it tight and all that stuff. It's a great addition, just kind of gives it a little bit more pizzazz. Oh, and then the last things, also from Woodcraft and Sport Bike Gear, is I got the CNC aluminum, both the water pump cover in black but with the red accent, and then also the Stator cover. That's on the other side. I'll show you that as well. Again, maybe it's vanity. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not trying to just spend money for the sake of spending money, but I wanted things to look really nice on this bike and put together, and keep it understated but also true to the color scheme of the red and white livery. And I love the homage throwback to the yellow, the Yamaha yellow for the race plates. This is just a hell of a great bike. I love riding it. Every time I get on here, I think I fall in love with it more. And someday I'll probably take it to the track. I don't have a compelling need. I have some really nice roads out here that have great sweepers and some lovely corners. But I'll take it out for a test ride, do the chin mount so you can kind of hear the engine sound and how it all fits together. So that's all the mods that I've done to this guy. I think I'm probably done for quite a while. So as promised, we're going to go out and do a little test ride on the R7, and I'm going to use this awesome GoPro media mod that actually isolates the wind so it's not quite as deafening, but gives you a great tone for the exhaust note. And this is, if you haven't seen it before, I'll show you my chin mount that I really think is an awesome addition to any helmet if you are going to ever do any filming. So we'll get going, and I'll flip the camera on when I get to some fun spots that have some nice sweepers, and just enjoy the ride a bit.